Hi there, it's Ricky from Moshville Times here once again. I'm delighted to welcome James and Jayne Bennett, although some of you may know them for running 0161 Manchester Underground Metal Community. So guys, it's delighted to meet you. So how have you been through lockdown? Have you been lucky enough to be working and everything, or what's been happening in that end?
Me personally, no, got furloughed in August because of the COVID. I work for an electrical company, fixing electrical sort of like components and stuff like that, and audio equipment.
Yeah.
They have to let us go, so it was a bit of bad timing for me personally because we were getting married in September. We did get married in September, so I thought, you know what, don't do nothing, get married, have your honeymoon, come back. Hopefully, the lockdowns and the COVID will be, sort of like maybe let go a little bit.
Yeah.
Sadly, it hasn't been. We are here, but luckily Jayne has been okay.
I work for a school.
Jayne works for a school, so
finance in a school,
yeah,
a group of academies. So yeah, I'm fine. So my job's okay at the moment.
Jayne's working from home.
Work from home. Yeah.
Oh, well, at least that's excellent, Jayne. But at least, James, that you found out that Jayne's not after you for your money then. If you're
yeah, mate, you're not wrong there, mate. You're not wrong. My pocket, I get pocket money, so it's all right. It's fine.
No, there's you spend your money for
this
week.
There's 20 quid, mate. Good luck.
No, great stuff, great stuff. So obviously the interview today then is to talk about 0161 Manchester Underground Metal Community then. So it's only in the second year, so how much has it grown since its inception then?
Mate, honestly,
massive.
It's been massive, mate. Honestly,
Absolutely
seriously.
Massive.
From sort of like a bit of a drunken idea of mine in 2008, which, to be honest, Ricky, you know me on Facebook, mate. Anything I say is drunken normally. But yeah, it was a drunken idea in 2018, me and my mates and Jayne.
In the GC, weren't we?
Yeah, in the Grand Central in Manchester, which is, a favourite aunt of ours.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them. It was one of them things where
let's do a page.
Yeah, let's do a page. Let's do
dedicated
to underground metal bands in Manchester.
Yeah, in Manchester.
But bands that, we looked and we thought, you know what? There is promoters that are a step above the underground, but they're not raw underground. They're not. There's bands out there that have never gigged, or they've had one gig, or they've done not a lot in their life, or they just start like getting stuff together in a bedroom or anything, but they just want to play somewhere. And we were like, you know what? There's actually nobody actually, giving them a shout. There's literally, because most of the promoters in anywhere in the country need ticket sales. So you put a band on that have literally played no gigs or literally played one gig, and they've got 50 likes on Facebook, they're not going to bring anyone.
Yeah.
So therefore, they need somewhere to play. And we were like, you know what? Maybe if we can get in contact with venues and people that run venues, that we can give them bands a shout and give them a stage to play on in front of an half decent crowd. And that was it. I mean, that was basically, and again, like I said, there is promoters, there is booking agents, people that run venues that do give underground bands a shout.
Yeah.
But if again, you can't give someone a shout who's never played a gig, who's got 50 likes on Facebook, who can't bring tickets to your event. And that's where, when we started out, we thought that's where we can actually jump in there.
And it's also a place for, likely-minded metalheads to get together, not just from Manchester, but it was just that we were all based in Manchester.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't have to be from Manchester to like the page. It was just like let's make a group where we can all get together and we like all this sort of music because there isn't one.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every band deserves a chance. I mean, every band started off playing in front of 10 people. So,
well, Ricky, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, if there weren't someone there to, put them on to play in front of 10 people, or 5 people, or one person, then them bands wouldn't even be where they are now. So,
So it pretty much started off then with you sitting in front of your laptop, yes? Or I suppose you could have been looking at something else on your laptop, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could have been, but look at for that night, I wasn't. For that night, Ricky, I wasn't.
We were actually sat in the pub.
Yeah, we actually sat in the pub that night. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this talking from personal experience then? Did you used to be in a band yourself and you were thinking that nobody's gave you a chance, or is this something that you've just seen from the outside?
No, mate, no, never. I mean, now I am. Something we'll get onto later on. But no, never been into a band.
We were literally just sat in the back of the pub talking one night, and we just said, "Do you know what? We need to start a page.
Yeah, we need to start something.
We need to start a page for the 0161.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
just a chat we had, and then the next day we decided, let's do this, that, and the other, and then that's how it all became, wasn't it? When you put a few things on Facebook, and that were it.
It started off very slowly. Like the actual page went on Facebook.
Yeah, the page was the first
in
thing,
sort of Boxing Day 2018.
That's right.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was with Jayne. We were sat upstairs having a drink, having some food. It's like, you know what? I'm doing it. All that shit I've spoken about before, I'm gonna do it tonight. And she was like, right, go for it. Let's see what happens. So I put the page up there. Obviously, I had no logo. I put the name, and then
we had no logo,
literally within 20 minutes, we had a message off John Pedley from Beyond Salvation.
Yeah.
He also does Pedley art. We're massive fans of Beyond Salvation. Always have been massive fans of John Pedley. Love him to bits. And he sent us this thing. He went, "Listen, I've just seen your thing. I want to support you because you've supported us from day one.
And you need a logo.
You need a logo." He went, "I've done this." He went, "The missus is out.
20 minutes.
20 minutes." He went, "She's gone out. I'm drinking. I'm sat in the house drinking. I've wrapped this up for you. If you don't like it, chuck it in the bin. If you love it, it's yours." And we looked, and we were like, "Mate, that's amazing." And it took him 20 minutes. And we looked at the logo and was like, "I can't believe you've done that in 20 minutes." And it was like it was meant to be. The logo for the 0161 was meant to be for us.
Amazing. Love that logo.
And it's stuck. We never changed. I mean, we've changed slightly, like the sort of like anything underneath it, like the Loud, Proud, and Underground. But the lot that's been added. But the actual logo itself has remained, is what it is now.
Yeah, well, it's a very cool logo. So you've kind of touched on it a wee bit. Like, what made you think that there was a need for 0161? Did you feel that there was something lacking in the Manchester scene at the time?
Yes, yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, I've been quite fortunate to, as a 42-year-old now, I've been gigging since I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
In the underground scene. So you do see the promoters and obviously the booking agents stuff, and the booking these bands. But again, a lot of them are booking these bands, but they need ticket sales. If you book a band for your event, you need them to bring 10 people, 20 people.
Yeah. And
I was thinking, well, what about them bands that can't bring that? What about the bands that have just starting out that haven't even played a gig yet? Yeah. But just want to get on the stage, I'm not there to judge a band, to tear around and say, you never played anything. You knew you can't sell tickets because you've got no following at all. But the thing is, you want to get on stage, Therefore, that's where I thought it's right. It's like, just let the guys get on stage. I mean, at the moment, we're booking bands for venues that give you a budget. They give you a budget and say, right, go and get me so many bands. Okay. So I'll go and find the bands all over the country. And so, I mean, some of these bands have never played anything ever. They've never been on stage. They might be from London.
There's so much talent in Manchester. Yeah. Much talent.
Yeah. And they might, I mean, we're getting bands from London, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. They've never played anything ever in their life, but they just want to get on stage. And in Manchester, obviously, because it's a big scene, it kind of makes sense to get your name out here in Manchester.
Yeah.
So again, it's just message them. Yes, we're coming down, mate. We're coming down. We're not bothered about money. We're not asked about getting money. We just want to come down, play Manchester, get our name out there, sell a bit, a little bit of merch.
Yeah.
And then go back home and then go from there. And that's where
those are the bands you need to get on as well, because people like to listen to something different.
Yeah.
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 And some of these bands that no one's ever heard of, they play and they're like amazing. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, we have booked bands. We have booked bands before that have never played anything, or they haven't played in Manchester, and afterwards you think, oh my God, them guys are absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Well, I think when this COVID situation dies down, I think the punters are going to be spoiled for choice. It's probably going to be like a gig on every single night of the week if they want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just worrying about it being oversaturated. I mean, in Glasgow alone, there's like 5 or 6 venues, and they're all within pretty much a stone throw of each other. It doesn't affect the crowds too much, but yeah, it's certainly going to change once all this nonsense is over.
Yeah, I agree.
So following on from that, then tell our readers at Moshville Times a bit about yourself, and what made you decide to become a promoter then?
Well, me personally, I was a punter, for 25 years. Literally from being 15 to 40, literally went to gigs every single week, 3 or 4 gigs a week all my life. Never didn't do anything else. That's all I ever did.
Apparently, when you get older, you get a wee bit more mature as well, don't you?
Do you? I'm not sure about that one, Mickey. Maybe you do. I don't, sadly. Not yet, anyway. And then, like I said, we started the 0161 page, and then I never thought about putting gigs on. I mean, it was never something.
By accident as well.
Yeah, he did. Our friend was the events manager at Rebellion Bar in Manchester.
Yeah.
And he said to us, he goes, this was literally within 2 or 3 months.
That many bands posted on the 0161 page. It was like, we need to do something.
Yeah.
This seems to be like a good thing,
Yeah, it's doing all right. We're doing all right.
We need to do something with it.
We're literally 2 or 3 months. And then,
serious, that was quick. It was amazing.
Yeah. And then the guy, like I said, the guy at the Rebellion, the events manager, said, "Well, he seems to be doing okay in 2 or 3 months. How about on a Sunday you put 9 bands on, 8 or 9 bands on all day as you can have an eclectic taste of subgenres of metal, rock, whatever you want.
Mixture.
I'll give you a budget, and people will pay on the door, and we'll go from there. Let's see how it goes." And to be fair, it did all right.
Now, people paying on the door for something that they don't know anything about.
Which was it was a scary thing, because you was asking people, or they were asking people
to pay on the door.
Pay £8, which is a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money for someone you don't know.
Sunday as well.
For a Sunday, and for bands that you don't know.
Yeah.
And it works.
And it works. From the start, it works. We put about 4 or 5 gigs on there.
So from that's how you fell into it.
Yeah.
By being a promoter, it was like nothing you thought of anyway.
Never thought about doing it, mate. Never thought about doing it.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, and it
sort of escalated from there big time.
It was actually quite hard work, because if you've gone from being a punter to a promoter, you know nothing.
Yeah.
Without even realising.
You're literally walking in blind. You're like, mate, I have no idea about backline, about anything else, about sorting this out, sorting that out.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you've learned a lot.
You have to learn quickly, because if you don't, and I have learned, sadly, in the wrong way, sometimes it goes tits up.
That's where you learn, isn't it? That's where you learn.
Yeah, that's it. You have mistakes, it goes tits up sometimes. But it's good, it's actually, I've been given information, I've had advice off John Badger, John. I love John, we know John for years. He's given me advice about stuff like that when he first started out. And I've asked him stuff, and he's gone, well, maybe you do this, maybe do that. And what you do is you take people's advice, but you don't go to what they say.
Yeah.
You take it, but you also do your thing, because you can't copy people. You need to put your little stamp on it. And it's I mean, like I said, it's been literally a year, I think, literally a year and a half we've been going, really. And the amount of events we put on is ridiculous.
Yeah. So how was your nerves on your first one that you done then? How were your nerves that day? Just hoping I need 25 people through the door.
That's the thing. I had no idea. Like I said, I had an events manager who said, "Yeah, it's fine, Jay. Just tell them to send me this. Tell them to send the sound guy that. Anything they want." And I was like,
there are some amazing bands.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And luckily they played it as well.
Yeah, it was quite hard work, and I relied on some of the bands that I know personally, like Scott Beveridge Project and I think Riptide have played. I think played in our first one.
Yeah, Riptide.
Pod Trailer Ruin, pure like raw underground bands. And we did well. We did. I mean,
the first gig they did really well.
The bad thing is me and Jayne weren't there because it was Jayne's daughter's birthday, so we couldn't actually be there for the first everything we did.
Yeah.
So we had someone.
We relied on people videoing.
Yeah,
it, so
we had someone. We had people with cameras there saying, "Listen, film it, take pictures, let me know how it's going."
It was really.
It was. Yeah, we had some good positive feedback, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
There's quite a few people there as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. Yeah, it's good.
Good. So we're talking about you're turning into like a promoter. So you're renowned for promoting shows for bands want to play in Manchester, as well as promoting bands locally. So what do you look for in bands before you decide to promote them?
Nothing. No, literally, I know it sounds. I know. I must have put about. Do you know what? A handful of bands on who have never played a gig in their life ever.
Yeah.
And it's great because they will say, listen, we've been given your, contact to play Manchester. Apparently you're the, person to message. And they'll say we're a death metal band or a thrash band or something. And all I'll say to them is send me something. That's all I want. Send me something. And if they send me a track and it's thrash metal, it's death metal, I'll be like, mate, I'm not in my position to judge you whether, you're good enough to get on the stage or not.
Yeah.
Just giving them a chance.
That's it. You need the chance to get on there because, again, like I said, Maiden, Sabbath, AC/DC, they all started there. They must have messaged someone and said, "Listen, we're not too sure, but just give us a shot."
Yeah,
and it's worked.
And it's worked. We've given some of the bands like
some of the
Tortured Demon, Steel Mage, all the really young bands that we put on. I mean, bands that mate. You've heard, you've seen.
They're definitely more. Those two bands are definitely more mature than their age. It's unbelievable.
Oh God, yeah, it's ridiculous. Tortured Demon still. Oh my God, unbelievable. You won't think they're like 14, 15.
You wouldn't.
They're absolutely amazing, unbelievable. And again, the more gigs you give them, I mean, and again, this is another thing. Certain bands like Tortured Demon, Steel Mage, if you offer them an event,
they'll play
it. They don't even ask anyone. They just turn around and go, "Yeah, we're fine, mate. We're doing it. It's fine." Yeah. Which is great, again, and I keep saying to bands like that, I know very well that bands like that, because I've seen it before, bands like that go all the way.
Yeah.
Because
they're young and they're enthusiastic.
Well. They just want to play.
Not just young, and the bands where the members aren't young, but they're just unknown. They're enthusiastic and they're willing to play.
Yeah, they just want to play.
I mean? They're not like, well, we need this, we need that, we need the other.
Yeah.
We want to put these bands on that no one's heard before.
Yeah.
And like we said, it's so refreshing to hear them.
And it's a stepping stone. There is. If you look at metal, like any other genre of music, there's a food chain of what goes on. And we are the bottom of the bottom, which is great. You need people like the underground to feed bands to the next level. And to them to feed it to another. And then Bloodstock, and then everything else, and it's like, but the bands have got to start somewhere. They're not just going to start playing Bloodstock. It doesn't work like that. You've got to start, maybe underground, and then go slightly bigger, which is like Badgerfest, and then go bigger, which is like Damnation, and then maybe Bloodstock, and then again, getting metal to the masses or whatever.
The world's your oyster, and I tip my hat to you for giving like unknown bands a chance, because it's not going to make you a millionaire anytime soon. But
no, mate, it costs money. It costs money, mate. You're definitely not making money in underground. That's all right, all that.
But on the good side, though, on the good side, though, like dealing with bands at this kind of level, you're not dealing with any egos. You're not dealing with any demands. You're dealing with bands that are just want to go on that stage and play, whether it's 10 people or whether it's 100 people.
Yeah, mate. Like I said, bands like I haven't actually. The thing is, when I first started out and I first started doing the Almost 6 months, start booking gigs, is there was bands out there who wouldn't play for me.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that personally they know me, because I've gone and watched them bands and bought their merch and seen them a million times, but they've only seen me as a person.
Yeah.
Or maybe seen me as a drunken person buying the merch. You know what I mean? So
probably the latter,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get on. Well, maybe they think, well, I'm not too sure. What's he doing? But the thing is, and again, I think
at first they thought that we were just messing.
Yeah, maybe they thought they weren't too sure what we're doing about. You know what I mean?
And at first it was like, it was like amateur. It still is really. We don't profess to be professional.
No, and we don't want to be.
Something that we love. We started a page, we started a group, and we started doing. It's just blown up.
Yeah. And we never want to be anything else. We never. If we're no experts. We've been offered the opportunity to sign up with some like really massive record labels to sort of like give us financial backing, and it's like, no, we don't want to do that, because then we lose what we are. It's like we're there for underground bands. We're not bothered about the money. Otherwise, if we were, we wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So it's not about getting. We've been offered financial backing of people, like big record labels and stuff, and it's like, I can't do that, because it's very well that you'll lose what you are. Somebody else will try and take over. Somebody else will be like, well, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that.
It's not about
and it's like, that's not what we're about. We do try and keep it what we are, which is underground. Keep it raw. Keep it for the fans. Yeah, keep it for the fans. Keep it unprofessional as well. Up to a degree.
At the end of the day, we are the people who are on the page.
Yeah.
We're only the same as everybody else.
The gigs we book are the bands that we want to go and see.
Yeah, they are.
It says a lot for you that there's people willing to give you the financial backing already. You've only been doing this for a short while, but it speaks for the things that you've done already.
Honestly, amazing.
Yeah, we've like I said, we can't, obviously we're not allowed to say who or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been offered like humongously big backing off one huge record label, worldwide record label, massive money, humongously big money.
Well, we like to keep it.
And it's like, no, we're not doing it. And 99% of people would turn around and go, why are you not doing that? And it's like, it's because we know very well that we'd lose what, and we think somebody will try and take over.
What the page is about, and
that's like,
not what it's about.
No, we're here to, we're here to sort of like sit here all day, stress out, pull our fucking hair out, and
but this band can't do it now.
This band can't do it. Shit, so they find somebody else. They can't do it. Let's go find somebody else. And yeah, I mean, as of next year, we're going to be booking. The amount of events we're going to be booking next year is illegal. Hopefully. Absolutely illegal. It's ridiculous. Up, but, It's ridiculous. It's like you're looking at a bloodstock every month next year for us.
Excellent.
So, which it's spread over 2 venues, and maybe more. I mean, that's just up to now that we know we're booking, but we are getting venues emailing us saying
we've got our 2 regular venues.
Yeah, but we are getting venues saying, "Can you book these? Can you do this? Can you do this for us?" And it's like, right, it's fine, mate.
Wow. Well, Glasgow's only like 3 hours away from Manchester, so I might have to come down.
Well, do you know what? I'd love to do Barrowlands, mate. I love to do Barrowlands. I love to do Barrowlands. Jayne's never been yet. I've got to take us to Kirkcaldy to visit the family. Poor bugger.
That is if you come up here, that is if we're late across the border. We don't know about that. We're kind of dubious about the English, but anyway.
I've heard that. I've heard about letting me across.
No, some are all right. Some are all
right. I'm not allowed. I'm on the border. I'm on the border, Ricky. I'm not allowed.
So, obviously, you're talking about a lot of things happening and it's all exploding then. So how much of your personal life is taken up with promotion and the marketing?
Ridiculous, mate. At the moment, it's ridiculous.
The phrase, "you married to your phone"?
Yeah. That's the thing. Jayne hates me for everything I do.
This one, get off your phone. No, I'm doing this. I'm talking to you. You're not answering me. I'm not answering you.
Honestly, it is literally like that. And it's like, you have to explain to
you don't have to explain to me, I know.
It's like anyone, like you do what you do, mate. You're doing this. Obviously, it's going to take you a long time to do it. And it's like me. It's like now I'm booking, something I'll get into at the end. So I'm booking a live stream final event for the year, an all-dayer. And it's like, obviously you're booking 9 bands, so it's not easy. It's like a lot of communication. It's not hard work. It's just takes a long time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm working with different labels to get different bands.
But it does.
So yeah, it takes a long time, and it's like, let's say next year, I'm booking two.
I tell you though, if you need an admin assistant, 35 grand, company car, own office, I get to choose who my secretary is. I'm your man.
How about an 8-pack of Strongbow cider? Is that right? No. You're Scottish, it should be enough.
So how many people do you have working with you? And does that bring its own pressure as well?
Well, to be fair, it's me and Jayne. And then we have the beautiful, sexy man that is Drew Scott. He does our pictures. He does all our. He does our artwork. He comes along. And do you know what about Drew? The thing about Drew is it was quite ridiculous how it works because we met him.
Bloodstock.
I mean, this is a bit of another story we can go into.
Was it mainly at Bloodstock we met him?
No, it was kind of like we were doing the events at the Rebellion.
Yeah,
and then they finished, and then Badger was doing events. John Badger was doing events at the Alma in Bolton.
Yeah,
and then he stopped.
That's where we saw him.
Yeah, and then Badger said, "Jay, do you fancy doing him? You were doing it at Rebellion. I was going to start doing them at the Grand Central. Obviously, sadly, the whatever happened there, what happened. And then I was like, yeah, it's fine. So we put our first event on there, which I think was about December. I think it was a Christmas one with Riptide headlining, Illyrian. We had loads of really good bands on.
It was.
And I think that's where Drew was there. He just turned up. Obviously, he probably just turned up as a punter, taking pictures.
Yeah.
And we just started chatting to him, and he was like, "Well, do you want me to do pictures for you?" And we were like, "Okay." And he went, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll show you the pictures of what I take for you for this one, and then if you like it, we'll carry on."
But we really started talking to him properly at
Bloodstock. And then we saw the pictures.
Because after that there was like another gig. So God knows when.
And they were amazing. The pictures were amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
he did some
and do you know what?
Job with
and we were like, I cannot believe that we've actually got someone who's so good for free, who just wants to get his work out there.
He's amazing, Drew.
And he is. Do you know what, the guy? I mean, I'm not even. I know it's a bit biased, but
he works for us too. So he works for us too. So he's only
exactly. That's what I mean. It's like and multiple times know, and we know. Drew is the best. Drew is the best on the underground scene. Yeah, he shot our wedding.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's like he actually did that.
Seriously amazing.
Yeah, and the pictures are pretty amazing. You've seen them, Ricky. I'm sure you have.
Yes. And he's like,
the guy's amazing. He's the best.
He's just so good.
As a gig photographer, he's the best in the underground scene. Honestly, I've seen loads over the years going download and stuff.
He's self-taught as well.
He is. He's self-taught.
He's come upon this. It started a hobby. And he's just so good, honestly.
He is. The guy's amazing.
But anyway, yes.
Yeah. So we're a bit of a Drew fan. We're a bit of a Drew fan, yeah.
Yes.
A bit of a Drew. Like you are. Yeah.
Three of us.
That's excellent. Thank you very much. So, if you were to give advice for someone expressing an interest in becoming a promoter, then what would it be? What would you say to them?
Well, do you know what? I'll tell you what, mate. I have got tips, lots of them, because even though I've only been doing it for not long, the one thing I would say to anyone that was starting out, if he was doing underground, don't look at the crowd that you attract, because that's the one thing that gets thrown at you when you're a promoter. How many people can you bring to your events? And it's like, if you're booking bands that have got no following, no crowd, they've got 50 likes on Facebook, a lot of them have never played a gig in their life.
Yeah.
Then the fact of the matter is they're not going to bring anyone, and that's it. It's like, when we started out doing the 0161, we were getting 20 people because they were friends of ours. They were coming for us, and it was like, it's grown. We were at 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, and now we're getting maybe 100, 150 people at a gig for us for the 0161, which for an underground gig is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, some good crowd.
So it's like, don't be, don't get upset, don't get disillusioned if you get no one, if you get 10 people, 20 people. It's not the fact that you're not doing a good job, or no one likes what you're doing, or no one likes the bands that you're booking. You're booking bands that no one knows, and they haven't got a crowd, they haven't got a following. But don't worry about that. Just keep going. Just keep booking the bands. Yeah, don't get stressed.
Don't get stressed. That's a good thing.
And I did. When I first started out, I was like,
don't get stressed.
I can't believe I've got 20 people.
Very stressful.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I've got 20 people here, Ricky. It's like I've been doing this for like 2 months. I've got 20 people at 2 months' work.
Keep going.
And it's like, just don't worry about it. Just keep going. Like, yeah, don't get started. Keep going. Don't let anyone. If anyone says, I mean, I've had people slag me off on Facebook and stuff, you know, from different genres and stuff from Manchester, saying, "Oh, the 0161, you know, it's great that they get 20 people." But when we first started, and the thing is, don't bite, don't rise to it, just leave it. Going. And it's like you'll always grow. Like I said, we've grown. Them people that slagged us off. Sadly, they're down there somewhere. We're up there somewhere.
Aye.
Just leave it. Don't get started. Don't get into arguments and squabbles online. It's not worth it. You know, it's all about love. It's all about love of the underground, love of the music, love of the metal. That's what it's about, mate.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. That's brilliant. So thanks very much for that. I think that's a wee bit about their promoting side, but you also run a page called Safe Home Manchester Music Team. So I was wondering if you can go on a wee bit about that page and what the purpose of is.
It originally it started by myself. It was started by Mr. Scott Reedy from Dewey's Murray, and he's the owner of Metal Art Promotions. He puts, you know, a few gigs on in Manchester. Yeah. And then me and him, you know, just decided to do something. He's not involved as much as himself anymore. And to be fair, the page is still on there, and I try to keep it going a little bit. But ideally, the page is about, and we don't need that actual page to do what we do, but the page is about, if you come to a gig, let's say you come to Manchester on your own, and you don't want to come to a gig on your own because you don't feel safe. The fact is, you can message any one of us and just turn around and go, "Can we come with you?"
And that sort of started because some female, a few female people that went, young girls that were abused, followed. Yeah.
There was a few girls that had a bit of trouble,
and they were frightened of going out on their own. And it was just let's do this thing where they can go to the bar and they can say a word,
safe word,
safe word, and to sort of make somebody aware that they didn't feel safe. Yeah. And it would, you know, sort of make them know that, you know, can somebody please look after them, sort of thing. And that's how it all happened, because there were a few cases of a few women in this certain bar that sort of this happened to, didn't it?
Yeah. You know, there's a few women that had a few problems on the scene. Yeah. I think what happened originally, met up with dates and stuff like that, Tinder or something or whatever, or you know,
they didn't feel safe.
They didn't feel safe.
Like, there was this thing where if you say a word to the bar staff, they will know that you feel threatened.
You feel threatened,
and you know, sort of.
And that's where it came. That's basically
make them aware that, you know, you need someone to watch over it. So that's what the whole page was about.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it came from. It was like doing that, making sure people can meet up.
So you can actually go out as a single female, but not only female,
male.
Majority, 90% of it is. I know I'm not being prejudiced, but 90% of it is female, isn't it? Yeah. And not male. Yeah. And making sure that you can go out on your own and you can feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah. But just going out to a gig or something. Just meeting up with friends and stuff.
Gonna, try something on or anything, make you feel, you know, that's mainly what it was about.
And we are trying to keep the page active. And it's hard because, like I said, obviously we're doing the almost 6 months, it's getting bigger now. And the Safe Manchester page wasn't originally ours. We just kind of sort of like got.
It wasn't. We were just adding to
he asked if we wanted to help, and we was like, we'll help. It's fine. And but then Scott's doing like Dewey's Murray thing and. Metal Art Promotion thing.
But we're always here to.
But we're
openly here to. Say,
I mean, regardless of that,
you don't feel safe.
If you don't feel safe, you can still meet up with us and come to a gig with us. Don't matter. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, I think there's also a wee bit about mental health as well. I think there's going to be a huge crisis in mental health once this is over and done with, you know. So
definitely.
Seeing pages like that will definitely help. It's unfortunately it's one of very few that I've seen. So to see it, it was refreshing to see, you know. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're here for everybody.
Yeah, mate.
I've had a few. I've had a few like girls that have messaged me and said, you know, I've been to a gig. You know, I felt a bit uneasy. This guy did this. You know, someone was too close behind me. Can you say something? And that has happened a few times, to be honest. And I've just said, yeah, okay. I will, you know, I'll do what I can, and just message, you know, whoever's in charge of the gig and said, you know, this guy did this, and do you know who he was?
Yeah.
You know.
But it's great that anybody can reach out and talk to people in confidence.
Yeah.
It's about it, yeah.
Definitely.
No, excellent. So
we're all about being friendly, you see.
Yeah,
we don't have none of that.
We're having all that. Almost 6 1, mate. It's what it's about.
Is it also
it's nice that people can actually, you know, sort of speak to us and feel comfortable about doing that, you know, and thinking, you know, I can talk to you, even if they might not really know us.
Yeah. Is it also a safe place to talk about, let's say something happened at a venue that wasn't kosher or anything like that?
Which, like I said, has happened a couple of times with me, where something has happened to somebody and they've said to me, Jayne, this happened, and you know, can you find out, you know, who it was or whatever?
Yeah, we try and make it that, you know, obviously a lot of, like I said, you know, because we've been, you know, on the scene quite a long time, a lot of the females will know Jayne, and the fact that, you know, if they don't feel comfortable or someone said anything, done anything, they'll go to Jayne and just say, listen, he said this or whatever, or they've said that, or they've tried this. And Jayne will sort it out. You know, Jayne can go to the venue, she'll go to the bouncer or someone. You know, she don't need me. No, it's fine. It's like she'll do it on her own. It's fine. So yeah, it's just honestly, mate. It is about making people feel comfortable.
It's a community.
Yeah, we don't like the idea of someone not coming to something because they're on their own and they don't feel safe.
They feel frightened.
And it's like, no, you don't have to do that. Come along, message me or Jayne. We'll meet up with you, and we'll all go together as a group.
Yeah.
No.
You know, and we'll make sure you get home. So get on the tram, get on your bus, whatever you want.
Safely.
Yeah, get home safely. That's what it's about.
No, that's great. That's refreshing to hear. That's brilliant. Thank you, guys. Now, unfortunately, we have bad news, but Manchester lost a local legend in Wayne Turnbull. So, unfortunately, I never met the guy, but the 061 community have rallied round, and they'll miss him dearly. So, I'm just wondering if you want to take a wee moment or so, a wee minute or so, and pay homage to Wayne. Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Personally, for me, I've got to say that I didn't know Wayne until I got with Jayne.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I knew him. I knew of him from going to Whittles, the old Whittles in Oldham. But when I got with Jayne was personal friends with him, and I got speaking to the guy, and he was Joe Wayne. He was quite a unique character. He was a big-looking Viking, strong, you know, physical, bald head, long beard, loads of tattoos, massive muscles. You know, it was just but he was so like gentle and soft. Yeah, he was, and you know, it was. I don't know.
Loved him too bits.
Yeah, we all loved him. And the thing is, what was great is when we started the 016 because when I first got with Jayne, the 016 didn't exist.
But like Jay just said, I knew Wayne anyway.
Yeah, and
so when we first started, we'd already all been going out in the group, haven't we?
Yeah.
And then Jay, we started the 016, and he was one of the first people to be on board.
Yeah. He loved it. He loved
life and soul of the party.
Because I think
such a lovable guy. Oh my god!
And the thing is, though, I think a lot of people, again, like Wayne and stuff like that, was going to places like Whittles and stuff, which, you know, Whittles even now, well, not as much anymore. Thank God. But in the past, was renowned as a tribute covers band sort of place.
Yeah,
you know, where you'll have
great place to go to.
Great place, great atmosphere. Everyone had a drink, had a laugh. And Wayne went to that, and obviously I went to that with Jayne. And then when we started chatting, we started doing 061. Wayne started to come to the underground events.
I loved it, didn't I?
You know, he had no idea about the underground bands.
Yeah,
you know, your bands like Prognosis, Impapidus, you know, God Shaped Devil, all them sort of underground Manchester bands. He absolutely loved it. And it was a different world to Wayne. It was like you, even though I was a 50-odd-year-old bloke, you'd opened his mind up to something totally new.
It was amazing.
And he loved it, and he embraced it. And it was
Absolutely
like, he
amazing.
accepted it. And we went out so many times, and we had so many great nights all around Manchester.
And he was an absolute nutcase.
And he was a nutter, an absolute nutter.
It's a Bloodstock. What was he like at Bloodstock?
He was brilliant, honestly.
He was just off his head.
He was. And today, like, the funeral was amazing.
The funeral was lovely.
It was a proper.
If you can say a funeral was lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as much as you could. It was a great send off.
Absolutely.
And it was upsetting. I think with some people, like I've had my family members, and I think you accept it because of their age, because of no health issues, because you've got heart things, like cancer or something.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne, I couldn't accept it, and Jayne, because he did have nothing like that.
No,
he was a 56-year-old bloke. Yeah.
You touched upon the mental health thing before.
Yeah.
He did go through a stage of, he really did.
Yeah, he was struggling. He was struggling mentally a little bit over whatever.
With mental health for quite a bit, which made him not want to go to gigs at all. At all. But the sad thing was that he was like, we've seen him. He came to our wedding, which was what, the 5th of September.
So not long ago.
He was fit and healthy on the 5th of September. Fit and healthy. Last week he died.
Yeah.
That's not even right, is it? It's not right. And he even said to us, I'm getting back on the gigs. I'm coming down, because he went through a bit of, my mind's not with it and I can't do it. And yet 2 months ago, right, I'm getting back on it. I'm coming back down. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And
Yeah, he just
so sad, because such a lovely guy.
He was honestly. He was a lovely big human being.
He was.
I
can't even say any more about him.
And I think the upsetting thing is, well, I mean, when my father passed away, about 9 years ago, as much as I could turn around and say I'm upset about my father dying, I knew he was going to do it because he had cancer. So therefore, he was going to die. Wayne, 56-year-old, big strong guy.
You weren't expecting that.
He just didn't expect it. It was like literally out of the blue, mate. Literally out of the blue. And it's like, bloody hell. But the thing is, it's not over, because I said to people before, and I put it on Facebook a lot of times, and I've said to the people that run Whittles, Wayne's only dead if we allow him to. He's only dead if we allow him to be. We can still put an event on for him. When the COVID is over, we're going to put a massive all-day event on for him and do it the way Wayne wanted to do it. And that we know what Wayne wanted to do. We know the bands he loved.
Yeah.
And we'll all get drunk, and we'll all dress up as Vikings, and we'll all end up like dickheads. And it'll be great. And Wayne will look down and be like, absolute nipples.
Aye.
And it's like, that's the way you got to do it, because if you keep them alive, they're still alive, mate. They're always here then.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I can only apologise for your loss and everything like that, but you said it. If he's looking down on you just now, and he's saying to you, like, keep on doing what you're doing, get bigger and better at what you're doing, and he's watching all the time. So, Wayne.
Absolutely, mate. I'll leave you there. Jayne, I'm for you there, mate. So,
we're going to move on a slightly different angle. I'm hearing slight rumours that you're in a band called Thrush. So, what's been happening with that then? What's Thrush all about then?
Well, this will be a very short one, Ricky, I'll be honest with you. Thrush started
the pandemic
prior first lockdown. I mean, it was something me and the boys spoke about before. And then via the first lockdown, me, Ben Mallinson and AJ thought about getting this band going. I mean, there was no name to it. I just called them Thrush. Basically because of irritating cunts. I think that was the thing. So I was like, right, it's fine, Jay, fuck it, we'll go with it.
Did you just say see you next Tuesday?
So,
yeah. I hate that word. But anyway.
Yeah, right. So we discussed about doing it. And the boys like, yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I mean, life's too short, so anything you want to do, despite the fact we're going to be a grand slam band. So we're going to be like a slam band, but granddad slam band. Because obviously I'm pushing 45. AJ's 50 something, and I think Ben's in his 30s.
So granddad slam
so
band.
Like a granddad slam band. And by next year, luckily, again, I mean, it is fortunate because obviously I know people that can sort me out for doing stuff like that. We'll do all right. We'll get a few. I mean, if we can't get gigs, I'll just put myself on.
I was going to say you promote yourself.
I'm like, oh, no, 6-1 gig, brush, headlining every time, mate.
You've never practiced,
never practiced, never done anything, but we're headlining every gig.
So apart from air guitar, then, can you play any instrument, or is that why you just choose to be a vocalist?
I sing, mate. Well, I got to say, and it's that's a bit dodgy as well. Yeah,
yes.
It's more of a screamy, shouty.
I was going to say, if you're going to be in a slam band, you won't be singing.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my influences. You know, I've got. I mean, I don't know if you know these sort of bands, mate. Bands like who?
Ingested.
Ingested, yes, I love Ingested. Pivo Rapist.
Yeah.
Primordial Swarm. Yeah, loads of bands, mate. Vendetta. Yeah. There's loads of like hardcore beatdown band and stuff.
So have you communicated ideas to each other, or is it pretty much on a halt just now?
No. Yeah. We've chatted. Me and the boys have chatted. We've thought about what we're doing, and we're all good for it. You know, what I mean, it is one of the things where you think
it's just the pandemic has.
It has, and to be honest with you, mate, we're not going to be ingested. I'll be honest with you.
You're not going to be.
Not this.
You're going to be a wee bit more underground.
We're not being Napalm Death, Ricky. I'll be honest with you, mate. But
it's like you say though. You'll get that feeling of being on a stage and screaming your ass off. So you'll get to.
Well, see, the thing is that I do, because I always make sure if I put a gig on, I get on stage and announce the bands.
And
I scream my ass off anyway, because I always feel as like it's cathartic. You know, it's good. It is really cathartic to get on there, grab the mic off the singer and say like, "I'll announce you."
Yeah, sod you.
And just scream the fucking name out. It feels good for the lungs. It really does.
Yeah. So, with Manchester being in Tier 3, then you've managed to organise a streaming event to be held at Redwood Studios on December 13th. So, how easy or hard has it been to organise, and what extra precautions have you had to take to make sure that this can happen?
Oh, mate. Yes,
incredibly hard.
Yeah, to be honest, mate. I mean, we've been really fortunate because in between the first lockdown and the second lockdown in Oldham, we've had really bad infection rate numbers in Oldham.
Yeah,
you know, at the moment we're all right, but in the past it's been shocking.
We were right up there.
And then Whittles in Oldham were doing what they call jam sessions, which is something Whittles have always done. They've even at the old venue. And now at the new venue, and basically it's you get a host band that'll get on there, and then you'll get anybody else can get up, like me and you can get up by guitar and just sing for half an hour, and then the host band get on the end, and that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
But we were quite lucky to talk Whittles into allowing the 0161 to bring one of our bands
for half an hour.
For half an hour set. So basically, so a normal half an hour set for any band.
Yeah.
So we were bringing some really fucking good bands down, like Paul Trailer. Sorry.
Who are you bringing? I don't know. I don't think we've made a public announcement yet.
Yeah, we brought Solar Shift, Paul Trailer Ruin, All Storm. We brought a few bands down to do an half an hour set. So basically, it was. Whittle's got their host band up there. Tortured Demon, Still Mage.
We
had.
And it was so good. You know, when the weather was nice, they had the outside stage. It was absolutely amazing.
It was like being at Bloodstock.
Everyone sat at their own tables.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
It was, and the sound was fantastic, wasn't it?
And then we had it like the stage. Whittle's at the outside stage is massive, so it looks like you're at Bloodstock.
It does.
It's humongously big. It's illegal. It looks ridiculous for a place that in Oldham, around the back streets of an industrial estate.
And lots of people came as well from the Manchester area. Would normally not have gone.
Yeah.
They would normally not have gone.
We had a lot of the 0161 crew come down to who have never been to Whittles in their life. Well,
because of this, and because it was the only place that had an outside an outside stage.
Yeah.
They came.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And it was so good.
And again, it went from there, and it was like we were like, because people like you're doing really well because you're at least trying to put something on for people to watch.
Yeah.
And we, I was, checking with the council, checking with the police every time.
No problem.
And I was like, can I do this? Can I do that? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. If you do what you're saying you're going to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
And we did. We stuck to it, and then obviously the lockdown restrictions got a bit tighter. So obviously you couldn't do anything outside, and then it was a bit, put your masks on. But then it got to the point where we can do an indoor gig inside, but everyone has to wear a mask.
And that was when
people sat down. People walking around the venue have to wear a mask. If you sit down, you take your mask off. If you're playing on stage, you take your mask off. And again, because I checked with the police, checked with the council, it was all above board.
That was real good.
And again, I just carried on. I just kept ploughing on because I knew that people wanted to see live bands.
And it worked really well.
And it works. And it works.
It really worked well.
And we did about 3 or 4 of them. Like I said, we actually got some bands that we've never booked before. Bands like Beyond Your Design, Elfet.
That was amazing.
Which was absolutely amazing. Torture Demon again. I said, Still Mage, Unknown Refuge. And again, it's all about contacts in this scene. Getting bands from labels that just want their bands to play something.
Yeah.
And then from that, like I said, it just went from that to the fact that we can't even do that now. All that stopped. But how about let's see if we can do a live stream? And it is literally
the live stream was amazing.
You are skirting along the laws of what you're doing. You're not. But
we know we're okay because someone tried to grass us all.
Somebody grassed on us on the first one.
Actually, someone grassed.
And the police turned up actually at the venue.
Yep, they turned
asked
up.
What we're
I'm
doing.
sat in my car.
Yeah.
The police cars.
Yeah.
Driving past me, and I'm like, not looking at my phone, thinking, "What's this car doing?" And the looked and thought, "Ooh, a police car!" And it's just parked right across me, and it's going to knock on my window, and I'm trying to ring James, and I'm going, "What you doing? Answer the phone," because he'd gone inside the venue.
It literally somebody grassed on us basically because they'd seen the event online and thought that it was illegal.
That 30-40 people were going to turn up at the venue, but it wasn't. It was online.
Yeah. So we did that, and the police turned up, and in the end they were like, "It's fine. What you're doing is okay."
Track and trace,
which
sanitizing stations.
Whoever grassed on us did us a good idea because it now makes us that we can do more.
Yeah, so we can do it.
And like I said, we're doing another one. I don't know if you want to get into that later on, that's fine, or you want to say now.
But it's one band in, one band out.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? Everybody is socially distanced, hand sanitation stations, track and trace.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really safe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the sound's amazing.
Yeah. You've got to keep going, Ricky. You've got to keep going, mate.
You've got to keep going. You've got to keep trying anyway.
That's it. I mean, it sounds like a headache for you guys, but when the event goes ahead, it won't be.
I'll be honest, mate. It's a humongously big headache because, like I said, constantly, talking to the police and stuff. I mean, I'm always ringing the police. I've rang them a load of times about if I can do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes they and I've spoke to the local council, wherever I'm doing what I do, and they're a little bit, I'm not sure. And it's like, yeah, but I am sticking to the rules. I am sticking to the law. And they're like, well, you are. So if you're doing what you're going to say you do, then we're fine.
The streams are cool.
The streams
are legal.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine. And the last one we've got booked for the 30th of December is going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing.
Get out with the bang.
And basically, we're just taking the year out of the bang because we had gigs booked at Whittles in Oldham. We had events booked now for December.
Yeah.
And they're not going to happen. And it's like, we need to do something because, again, they almost say, I mean, you could just turn around and say we're doing nothing and just do nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that. Can't do that, mate.
We keep putting them on. They get cancelled, but we keep putting them on. We keep cancelled, but at the same time, while you're doing that, you're still putting the bands in the limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be getting cancelled, but we're still putting the bands out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to be like 2020 copy, 2021 paste. You just
yeah.
It's a write-off 2020. Just paste it on to 2021.
Yeah,
exactly. Stopping us all. We'll just keep carrying on.
The thing is, I must have had about 5 or 6 events booked in Bolton for the Alma, which obviously got cancelled because of COVID. Yeah. And again, like I said, as of next year, I'm going to be booking. I mean, the guy who I work with doesn't own the Alma anymore. He owns a place called the York, which is literally around the corner in Bolton. So I'm working with him. You know, I stick with my boy, and I'm going to book events for him.
We just keep going.
And then we're booking events in North Wales at the Pavilion in Colwyn Bay.
Yeah.
And we're going to start. Obviously, we're booking events at the Pier, the Atma, the Retro Bar in Manchester.
That's so
Whittles in Oldham as well. So it's like, you know,
our hometown.
We're going. We'll just keep going, mate.
Whittles
keep
first.
going. Yeah. Keep going.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
When you need another member of staff, just let me know. I told you 35.
You know what, Ricky? I might do. I might need someone to play for Thrush. You'll be all right.
Well, I've got a question for you that I haven't prepped you for. So, because we're talking about our age quite a lot, before the internet, magazines and fanzines were the places to find out about new bands and trends. But now the publications have been replaced with thousands of websites catering for all genres. So do you think that some of the passion's been lost, or do you think that the internet has been a good thing for music in general?
No, I think it's been a bad thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean, as much as, you know, people can find things easier now. To be honest with you, mate. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was trading tapes and shit. For me, back in the day, you know what I mean? Back in the
Metal Hammer magazine.
Yeah, back in the and Kerrang back in the late 80s, early 90s and stuff.
And who doesn't like a magazine?
I know,
You know what I mean?
and it's like it's
CD,
no,
free CD, you know.
I actually think that the internet's been. I don't know. I think it's for me. It's not for me, but I think someone younger obviously would.
That's
would,
it. Is
would
it a
obviously,
generation thing?
You know, somebody who's 20-year-old now or 15 or
See,
whatever.
I love magazines and my CDs,
Yeah,
free CDs and
Jayne,
stuff, you know. So maybe it's a generation thing, you know.
Agreed.
I'd rather, you know, trade a tape
see the end of that.
or something, or I'd rather, you know, pen pal someone. You're not pen pal. You ain't pen paling someone in 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't happening. But you know, I mean, it is what it is. But for me personally, I'd rather. I mean, do you know what? I actually don't think we could still trade tapes now, regardless of the internet. You know, me and you could trade. You could trade tapes from, you know, Scotland, and I could do it from Manchester, and we could send each other a tape and say, "There you go." I
always prefer physical things. But
the thing is, it's like, you know very well though that you could go and find what I'm going to send you on the internet, and you know, vice versa. Yeah. But you know, for me personally, I'd rather do it old school, if I'm being honest with you.
I was tape trading as well, and there was nothing better than sending a pound note. Remember when you get pound notes?
Yeah.
Put them in an envelope, and then a couple of days later, you're waiting for the postman. You open up the letter, and here's a tape. And even if you think it's you're on first listen, you're like, don't really like it, because you spent money on it. You're like, I'm going to give them a chance again and listen to it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think with the internet, you just click 10 seconds. Oh no, that's rubbish. Right, next band.
Yeah, exactly.
Anymore. Yeah.
You know? No, exactly.
Totally agree.
Well, I think one of the tapes I got back in the day, I think, which was early 90s, I think, which was Celtic Frost, and it was like, Jesus. I mean, I never heard of them before. You know, I know they were a big influence, like people like Cradle of Filth, which is my favourite band.
Yeah.
And you know, you look back and you think, bloody hell. You know, again, it's like, I don't like the idea that you could go and find today's Celtic Frost in 20 seconds on Facebook. You know, it's like, I don't know. It is. I think it takes a lot of the love out of it, a lot of the charm and stuff. But then maybe we're just old, Ricky. Maybe we're just old, mate. I don't know.
I know.
No.
Things change, don't they? Things are always changing, but we're we like it all do. But they seem like vinyl outsold CDs for the first time in years and stuff, you know. So the old stuff's coming back. You see them printing, record labels printing off 300 copies at a time. That's it now, you know, just 300, you know. But
CDs and vinyl for me all the way.
Well, the thing is, one of our best mates is Andrew Fielding, who's, you know, I'm sure you know Andrew. He runs APF.
Yeah,
you know, here in Manchester, you know, and you know, the guy is absolutely amazing. What he does is a mental. You know, from where he's gone to where he is now is ridiculous. You know, obviously all the big bands, Battalions and Barbarian Hermit and Video Nasties and all the stuff that he releases on the APF, it's amazing. You know, and we love Fielding. You know, he's a sound guy. Yeah, he works hard.
I mean, we were lucky enough to be judges for Metal to the Masses.
Yeah, in Manchester with with Andrew
last
Fielding.
year.
Yeah.
And that came about as a massive shock.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, would you like to judge Metal to the Masses? We're like, really?
Yeah,
Okay, then.
Yeah,
you know,
it basically came from just creating the 0161. It was like,
and that's what we've got out of that as well. It's like, but we, you know, we have no more knowledge than anybody else. We just like what we like, so we will listen to these bands at Metal to the Masses as though we were watching them as a punter.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, I like them and I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you why I don't like them, because I just like them. You know what I mean? We've got no musical sort of.
Yeah, it's like we love what we love.
Yeah, we just like what we like.
You
know, we've got no experience in music.
No, we're not musicians.
We're not musicians. So I like them. I don't like them.
And I think if you're judging Metal to the Masses, which is a big thing for a band, because you're potentially sending them to Bloodstock.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's a good thing. I think you should be so raw that you're just judging the band on the date and nothing else.
Which we were.
You know, which is great. Like I said, we were. You know, and it's great. You know, it was. You know,
that was a great experience.
Yeah, it was
massive.
No, excellent. Thanks very much for that. So I've only got a few more questions left then. So what would you say your ambitions are in 2021 and beyond? I mean, do you fancy expanding your portfolio into other areas, or develop your current portfolio further and go more in depth, or you want to expand? What are your plans?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The plan for 2021 is to I'm going to be doing the 0161 underground PR, which is we're going to sort of like, you know, I mean, it's going to be my full-time job, that, because it's like I've decided to stop doing jobs that I hate, which is, you know, again, you know, I'm constantly doing that, and maybe find something that I actually love doing and enjoy. So yeah, we're going to do the 0161 underground PR, and we're going to push bands from not just the Manchester scene, but underground bands in general that we feel. I mean, bands that maybe will come to us, or bands that we feel that are great but just deserve that extra push.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, there's a lot of bands in the scene, you know, that I do feel that with an extra push could become, you know, a hell of a lot bigger. They just lack that, you know, they can't get their name out there to promoters, you know, and just get their merch out there because of time, because of working, because you know they've got kids or whatever it might be. But it's like that's where I can step in.
Yeah, and
you know, I'll happily do that for them. I mean, share their stuff everywhere. And it's like, and you know, we've got the 0161 underground compilation CD, which will be coming out next year. It was supposed to come out this year, but because of COVID,
we should have had that on
the so year. I mean, we had all the tracks lined up, all the bands lined up the tracks, and you know, we had all the contacts ready to put the CD out there, get it out there, and then COVID kicked in. It was like bloody hell.
No. So
we're gonna go back to them bands because between then and now they've released a lot of them released new stuff. So we're gonna come back to right. Listen, you get first dibs, but do you want a new track putting on it or something? Or So we're gonna do that. And again, it's I mean, and there was talks between me and a couple of people about doing the 0161 underground record label, which could potentially be a thing because again,
we're still thinking about that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of underground bands that, you know, sadly, I do feel sadly, will never get signed.
Yeah,
and it's like being signed isn't a bad thing. You know, you can still be signed. Yeah, and you know, get someone to do your push for you. You know, get your album out there, get your EP out there.
So the compilation CD could be a wee taster for you as well to see
exactly. That's what it'll be.
And there's so many amazing bands that you know. There's too many bands. I mean, trying to pick how many bands you want on that CD is.
I mean,
we
could do a double. I mean, we could do it next year anyway because we could do a double album if we wanted to now.
Definitely. You know, since we started with that idea,
the more bands have come out between now and then. Yeah. Ridiculous in like in 3 or 4 months.
We do intend on doing that.
Yeah. We might do a double album.
But just going back to the PR thing, like the bands in normal times, they wouldn't normally have to deal with the business side. They might be rubbish at dealing with the business side because they would just get on the stage, sell merch, play gigs, and get the money that way. Yeah. Now they have to focus on that side of the business of the band and not really know what to do. So that's where you guys can step in then.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, it's like, yeah, because, you know, a lot of the bands, I mean, to be fair, some of the bands in Manchester, they don't need us, you know.
They've got it sorted, haven't they?
They've got it sorted. They're that good that they sell themselves, you know, just them being them. Yeah. You know, there's certain bands out there, obviously I won't mention names, but there is bands out there in Manchester who are so good that they, you know, they do themselves. But there is other bands out there that we put on, and then other bands out there that we see, and it's like they are great, but they lack something on the like the social media stuff.
Yeah.
Like getting the stuff out there because they haven't got time, or again, it could be something really small as much as you've got kids. You know what I mean? They've got work, so therefore they haven't got time. You know, they might do it one hour at the weekend, somewhat 2 hours at the weekend. Where if you've got someone doing it 24 hours a day, you know, pushing your stuff out there, pushing your band out there to promoters all over the country. I mean, all over Europe, if you want. You know, again, I mean, I'm quite fortunate because, you know, I've been doing it quite a long time. That I know people from Eastern Europe and stuff like promoters from Eastern Europe, South America, North America. So, you know, you could potentially get bands a gig somewhere that they might even never have thought of before.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, it is about, you know, doing stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of bands in Manchester that I look at them and I think you're better than what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
You are playing in front of 5 people. Yeah. And you should be playing in front of 1,000 people. Yeah.
I think that's unfortunate with every local scene. There are so many talented bands out there that nobody knows of.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've got some in Scotland.
Oh, definitely. I can name half a dozen. Just Burning the Dream, Dog Tired. I mean, there's so many bands up here. But I mean, you can go to the gig and there's like 20 people there. But then a big name band would come and the place would be 300 people. Why aren't there 300 people there for the smaller local bands? If they get that chance, then they've got a chance of making it. You know?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I mean, you've got so many good bands like Ifran from Edinburgh. Yeah, you know, amazing band. I absolutely love our thrash metal.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
Iron Altar.
Iron Altar. I
had the t-shirt on yesterday.
Jayne got it is. You've got so many good bands. You know, like, you know, you're a bit like us, really.
Yeah.
But Manchester is flush with.
I mean, Bloodthread as well from like Dumfries, but I mean, nobody knows who Dumfries is. Never mind any bands from Dumfries.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, it's like I mean, I think as a promoter in Manchester, as lucky as I am to be doing what I do, it's a bit of a curse as well because whenever we put a gig on, in normal time, obviously not now, but in normal time, you always clash in with something bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know, you've always got a Rammstein.
You always have to be careful of that.
Yeah, you've got a Rammstein at the arena, or you've got a Steel Panther at the Apollo, or something ridiculous.
Who would want to go and see them? Who would want to go and see them?
Well, I agree with you. See, that's what I mean. It's like so. Oh, you'll have an evil Scarecrow Academy or something, or
Yeah.
And it's like it's one of them. It's like you're always up against it. I mean, despite the fact you're offering free entry, the actual facts of the matter is
you got to try and sort of work your way around these things.
You're giving 9 people. You're giving people 9 bands that maybe they've never heard of. They might have heard of none of them.
Yeah.
And that's why I say I've said.
But you walk away talking about them.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. Do you know what? On the day, you might turn around and you go, "Fucking hell, they're absolutely amazing. I've never heard a band that good in my life."
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, sadly, and it is a bit upsetting, I think, sometimes when you work your ass off, and you put 9 bands on, and maybe 8 of them no one's ever, they've never heard of them because you've never heard of them.
Yeah.
So you're bringing them from all over, in London, Gloucester, Ireland, Scotland, whatever you.
Yeah.
And they come down, and they come down, you know, and most of them are getting no money. You know, the fact is they ain't getting nothing because you're working to a small budget from the venue, and you put them on, and people love them, absolutely love them. You know, we've had bands. Not long ago, we booked a band called Struck Down from Essex.
Oh my god!
They actually applied to the 016 one when we put a thing on saying we need bands playing for this, and they applied, and we looked at them, and it was like Essex. I was like, mate, I'm not sure we can cover your fuel money. The album in Bolton. I was like, I'm not sure you can cover your fuel money. This is a long way. And they were like, we don't give a fuck. Just get us on. We're not asked. And they came down and they blew everyone away. God. They were ridiculous. It was unbelievable.
They actually filmed the journey.
Yeah, they filmed it all. They vlogged it all the way from the start all the way to the end.
Where they stayed after everything. Oh my god, they were amazing.
And to see that when you watch it, and to watch the video afterwards as they're doing it, they actually got into the venue and they were like, the fact that we couldn't even get in because it was that packed is ridiculous. You know, because where they come from, it doesn't happen.
And it was packed in the album.
You know, and it was even. You know, and it was just like getting bands like that. And they were, I tell you what.
Oh, they were amazing.
I hope bands like Struck Down and In Which It Burns, who come down from Pembrokeshire for us, from the thrash metal band, amazing band.
They were amazing.
They come down for no money and they play and they love it. They love the Manchester scene.
Just
to get a Manchester crowd.
There are bands out there that will just play just to play.
Get there. And you do hope that they're going to do really well because you think they're in it for the right reason.
Yeah.
They're not in it to make money. They're not asked by money. You know, they just want to play Manchester because we've got such a great scene.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Well, that's excellent. And we're going to have a wee bit of fun now. So if you're a DJ then and you're allowed to bring 5 CDs to the party, what would it be? While you talk about that, I'm going to pull myself another one.
Right, it's all right. You pull yourself. I haven't got another one actually. I don't think.
Okay.
No, I think Jayne.
It's in a bag.
Oh yeah, it's all right. I can get myself a. Right, here we go. Okay, so I haven't thought about this one.
I've thought about this one, and I know the correct answer.
I've gone first 2 albums.
Oh, what do you mean first 2 albums?
Principle of Even Way Flesh, Cradle of Filth.
Okay.
And
that was the best album, by the way, the best album.
Yeah, it was the best album by a million miles. And Midian.
Can I just come back to it? Can I just make a point here? This is always a big talking point for me. Like bands, the best album for me of all time is Obituary with Cause of Death, right? But that was released in 1989, 1990. They haven't done anything that's touched it since. How come so many bands have their best albums like their first and their second, yet they're on their 10th, 11th and 12th? How can they not make it sound like that?
I know.
Get that, yeah.
I know. If we did, I know. I don't get that either.
Which might explain mine too.
Yeah, so there's 2. You got 2 there. Go on, Jayne. Jayne's picking 2. Go on.
Are you ready for my choices?
Here we go.
Is it going to be Warren and Cherry Pie or something?
Rainy Blood, Slayer.
Good.
And who else did I say? Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
That was
Maiden.
First ever album.
And the third one was
which I think was their best album ever, Maiden.
Seventh Son of the Seventh Son for me.
Oh, Seventh Son is amazing as well. But I just did want to pick 2 Maiden albums.
I mean, I could have gone underground, but I'll do underground.
I love it. I love the title. I love the title track and I love the song The Prodigy. But see, when I hear the song Can I Play With Madness, I go, it makes me.
But
it's definitely Number of the Beast for me. But
yes, I agree. I'll go with that one.
I do like it.
You can't argue with that, can you?
I see the song Rhyme and Ancient Mariner off Power Slave.
Oh,
mate.
I have got Number of the Beast tattooed on my back.
She has, to be fair.
So then I've just got the last week question.
So can I ask you a question, Ricky?
Oh, you just did.
He was like, I can ask you a question, right? So, if I was to say to you now, give me one pure raw underground band from Scotland. When I mean raw, I mean like literally just started out, as a recommendation for all of us, check out in Manchester, or maybe get down there to Manchester, who would you say?
Oh yeah, let's get them on as an 0161.
Let's get them on 0161. Go on.
Well, I think I love Dog Tired, but they've really spoken
I love Dog
and they've already played.
I like Dog Tired, yeah.
I would like to see Burning the Dream. Make it.
Okay.
So look up Burning the Dream.
I've not heard them. I've not heard them. So right, that's someone to check out for us. Yeah.
I've heard Dog Tired, but no.
Yeah, I've heard Dog Tired.
They released an EP last year called Dark Waters, and they're absolutely brilliant live. They're funny live. They've got brilliant banter live, and they've got
genre-wise. What are they genre-wise?
Footprints in the Custard.
No, they sound like a doom band, sludgy band or something.
They're kind of like a Pantera, Machine Head.
That
type of stuff. So, yeah, I would give a shout out to these guys. And if you want to contact them, I've got Greg, for example, the guitarist.
I will definitely do.
You see their Facebook page, it's just full of banter. It's just brilliant fun. They take the mickey out of one another, which is what bandmates should do.
When things get back to normal, we can actually pay these bands.
We can actually meet Ricky for a drink. When this
well, I'm Scottish, so as long as you're buying, you know what it's like, James.
Well, exactly. So Jayne will buy then, because I'm Scottish as well.
we would rather come to you. Let's put it that way, because I've never been to Scotland, so that's
no, she hasn't.
Well, I mean, I've definitely I've tried to get to Badgerfest now the first couple of years, but it just didn't happen. But I actually got tickets this time, so
coming down next year.
So
another one you need to go to Pentafest.
Pentafest as well in Wales. That's a good festival.
Yeah. I definitely because I don't have a ball and chain anymore. I'm definitely more freer to do what as I like, you know. So I definitely want to. I mean, there's loads of festivals in Europe that I want to see. I want to go to like Obscene Extreme in Czechoslovakia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's Metal Fest in Slovakia and stuff like that. You know?
I haven't been to Wacken or any Hellfest.
I've been to Dynamo.
Oh yeah,
but that was way back in the early 90s, you know, when it was mainly like a black and dead.
Yeah, you got travel to Wales, Pentafest
in Wales.
So then, I'll just move on.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just say to you, as if you can get a band to Scotland, the one band I would recommend from Manchester.
I've not been to Scotland.
Is Solar Shift.
Oh my God, Solar Shift.
They are. I'll be honest with you. They're the best band in Manchester right now. I mean, to be fair, I think they're probably the best band in the country right now.
Have you heard Solar Shift?
Underground band. We're new metalcore band.
Have you heard Solar Shift?
Have you heard Solar Shift?
I heard the name. I haven't really heard the stuff, to be honest.
Oh, you need to watch it.
Check them out.
You need to check the video out. Oh my God.
They will be the next Parkway Drive, I think.
Okay.
I'm
more into the...
He's got the clean vocals.
Yeah, the singer's got clean, the growls, the gutturals. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's amazing.
That turns me on. But something else that turns me on is bands that have more than one vocalist. For me, it just adds so much more to the song where you've got a growler and you've got a clean singer.
Yeah.
I just love seeing that live. I love seeing it live.
No, Solar Shift.
I think Turbine, they're Scottish.
Yes.
Have they got clean and they've got two, haven't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we've seen Turbine in Manchester. Amazing band.
Yeah.
Listen to Solar Shift. Seriously,
trust me,
when you stop talking to us, have a look. Solar Shift, Lights Out.
Lights Out on YouTube.
You'll not be disappointed.
But do you know a Scottish band that I've done quite a number of interviews of bands that are playing Badgerfest. A lot of bands I want to see Ramage Inc.
Oh yeah, I've seen Ramage Inc.
Yeah, so
we've seen them a couple of times. An amazing band. Yeah.
So
absolutely amazing. We saw them. I think it was either Pentafest or
it was there.
Lost Stop. Yeah. In Cheshire.
We spoke to the guys who were really nice.
Yeah, really good guys.
Yeah. Well, we'll see it happen. But just wondering if you've got any last message for our readers at Moshville Times or our listeners at Moshville Times as it is now.
Yes. Well, we have. Please get on Facebook.
So is 0161 just on Facebook, or do you have Twitter and stuff like that?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've got the 0161. We're on Instagram, the 0161 MUMC. on
0161 MUC on Instagram.
And on Twitter. Get on the 0161 Manchester Metal Underground community on Facebook.
The page.
And just make
everything metal and really, really silly.
Yeah, just for ridiculous, competitions, live streams. The one thing
I've seen your merch on your website as well. It's quite a good your merch as well.
Yeah, Jayne sorts all the merch out. We have t-shirts, beanies, hoodies, patches, sweatbands, cups, everything.
Yeah,
they're all there. They're all there. But yeah, we do. I mean, merch-wise, we do extremely well. So we're doing really well. But yeah, get on the page, check out all the the social media stuff. Join our page. Look out for all the bands that we promote, because if we don't promote them, then they're not worth promoting. We do it because we love the bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone can promote. Anyone can post there. This is the point of the page.
Yeah. Join the page. You can put anything.
Anyone can post.
If you're in a band,
post it.
Yeah, and you want to share your mate's band or whatever, you can join our page. We're not just about Manchester. We are about underground. We're all
underground,
all over the world.
Mainly, we're a group. We started out as a group of people in Manchester who like underground metal.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
We're in Manchester, but your metal can be from wherever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like
really,
it's all about a love for the underground, and that's what it's really about.
No,
have a good night. Watch underground bands. Have a few drinks. And pie. That's what we're about. I
guess that's the overall message: is just support your local scene first.
Your local scene.
No matter where you're from, you don't have to be from Manchester. If you're in Glasgow, Dumfries, Edinburgh, whatever.
We don't care where you're from. No. Put it on the page and let's have a look at it.
If you're doing, you're doing like the Shreddinborough stuff and stuff with the thrash metal in Edinburgh and stuff. It's amazing. I've seen the lineups and stuff there.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, I've seen quite a few underground promoters in Aberdeen do their stuff, and
see, that's the thing as well. Like, see when bands play up here, they just go to Glasgow or Edinburgh. They don't go to Aberdeen. The amount of gigs up in Aberdeen.
I know, yeah, I've seen that.
There's a big scene up there,
Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well, which is it's a bit frustrating as well for a promoter, is that if you're an underground promoter and you're working with a venue that will give you a budget, which is fine, you accept what you get.
Yeah.
If I get a budget in Manchester, I can't afford to get a band down from Glasgow, because if you work out, even if I pay them the fuel money, the actual cost of the fuel money is probably more than the budget I've got for the entire day.
Yeah.
But again, it's not I'm not slating off obviously the venue we're booked for, because the venues give free entry to people, so therefore they can't give you a lot of money, and I get that, I understand that. So and we work with some really good promoters, some really understanding promoters who back us, and we wouldn't be here without them. We wouldn't be doing this now what we do without them promoters. Mark Simcock in Bolton. He used to Badger as well, Mr. John Badger. So yeah, we're doing Neil Lawton from the Whittles. We're doing what we can do, mate. That's all we can do. Do what we do.
Exactly it. But it sounds as if the world's your oyster, and you're just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well,
yeah, I mean we've been going a year. We've got 3,500 people on our page.
I mean, we never expected this to be this, did we?
No, we didn't.
Ever.
No. So we don't.
It was just from a daft idea.
Yeah, drunken idea.
Drunken daft idea.
No idea about promotion, putting gigs on, anything like that. We just winged it. We just winged it, to be honest with you. Yeah. We just winged it, mate. To be honest with you, and we're here. We've learned, and we got here.
Let's just start a page about metalheads, and that was it.
Aye, and who knows, James? You might actually find out that Jayne is actually getting married to you because of your money. If you actually make it, now you know the reason why she's married.
Can you imagine if I start booking for Whiskey a Go Go? I mean, it's like she'll be there when we watch. She going, "Oh, I love you, babe." It's like, yeah, of course you do. Honestly, yes.
What do you mean?
I know. I mean,
that was a surprise.
To be fair, I have to say before we leave, thank you so much to you, mate, and to Moshville Times for doing this, because the thing is, when I've done quite a few of these. Well, I've done 4 or 5 of them anyway. But but we haven't had someone as professional as yourself and as Moshville Times.
Then thank you.
So we
really enjoyed this.
We appreciate
really
it, mate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do really. You're amazing what you're doing, mate. I've seen you. To be fair to you, which is really shocking for us, is you've interviewed some massive bands, like huge bands as well.
Yeah.
And then you want to really speak to us.
I know you want to speak to us, and it's like, go on, Ricky, lad. Go on then. Go on.
Well, I'll tell you. I used to just do email interviews. I started doing the reviews because it was easier. It was just like a keyboard warrior type stuff. And then I saw people doing email interviews and questions. I'm like, there's no way I can ask questions. There's no way I can do that. And then just one night I had a couple of jacks, and before I knew it, I had a template of questions, and I'd done that all the times, and I was beginning to get good feedback, but I did not have the confidence to speak to people face to face. I'd done it with one band, and for 20 minutes outside the venue, I walked up and down outside it because I was shaking like a leaf. And then just I had a bit of a life coach. I had 10 lessons with a life coach this year, and it was all about overcoming fear. And I just went, you know what, I'll talk to people that I trust first. Now, I've been speaking to for a while, Hedra, and that was my first interview, and it was like 40 minutes.
Hedra. I love Jim Hedra.
Oh, he's a top bloke.
He's a lovely guy. Yeah.
That's why he was my first, because I knew him and I could trust him. And it was like a 40-minute interview, and it was like, I done talking for 5 minutes. It's you guys that's doing the hard work. It's not me. I'm just reading questions. It's you guys that are talking.
Really?
So I was like, what have I got to be scared about? And here I am. I've only been doing this for 2.5 months. So
well, you're doing. I mean, I've seen some of the people you interview, mate. Absolutely amazing. Mental as well. Absolutely mental. The size of the bands.
We were sat here like
we were shitting ourselves. I'll be honest, we were shitting ourselves. Even though, the one thing I'll say is, the questions were, they were perfect, mate. It's like, we
appreciate
nothing ridiculously too hard.
Not too hard.
But not too easy as well. So in the middle.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
That was an amazing.
Yeah, we've loved it, Ricky. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries at all. Delighted to talk to you, and I'll speak to you very soon.
You will, Ricky. So thanks, mate. We appreciate it. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.